It ain't no peace. Hey, looks like got that guapping. MOE. MOE. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, that's. Welcome back to another episode of 290 Mo Podcast hosted by me, Salo, Hommie Mo. Thank you for listening. Man. It feels good to be back on the mic, talking to my people one-on-one. If you locked into the podcast, if you locked into the YouTube channel, you've seen I dropped a couple interviews, even though I've stepped away from the interviews. Well, let me stop lying. Let me stop lying. I ain't step away from the interviews. My schedule just been over crazy. And the business that my 9 to 5 is in is the food business. If you listen to the podcast, you already know what the fuck going on. If you know me personally, you already know what's going on. But it's been the peak season in my job since like Halloween on Shorty. So with that being said, I've been working stupid overtime and having one day off a week. So, excuse me, on Shorty, I swear, doing shit like that. Well, motherfuckers burp off the mic, but on Shorty, like getting ready, setting up and shit, don't none of them goofy ass sounds happen. But as soon as the mic get hot on Shorty, motherfucker want to burp and shit. But yeah, it was the peak season in my job, so it was like I only got one day off a week. I got 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't got time to be, you know what I'm saying? I can't be doing interviews. I couldn't be doing interviews like that. And especially wanting to actually stand on the podcast and still be able to produce the podcast so that the podcast comes out every Wednesday. I had to focus on that, you know what I'm saying? And then too, my interviews on a Zoom lick, that it's under some construction too. Even though this last interview that's coming out, that came out last Friday. The interview that came out last Friday, I did it on my own Zoom setup. I gotta do some research and do, cause you know, I like all my videos to be 4K, man. So I like it 4K, and my webcam is a little bit behind the time. So that's something I gotta get figured out, and also fucking around and learning how to getting a 2 camera setup. And it's not even a podcast for this, man. So let me get ready to get into the podcast. What we here for, man. But we're gonna do some house cleaning before we get into can boys play with kitchen sets? You know what I'm saying? It's an old this script. I don't even like calling it a script because it sound kind of saying script sound kind of fake to me, like you running script, like you running game. But nah, I had wrote this a while ago, and if you prevalent on social media, you probably remember when the talks came up. I don't know how they originated. I don't know who the first boy was to play with a kitchen set, but I had wrote down my thoughts at the time. So bear with me, you know what I'm saying? If it sounds a little messy all over the place, it was probably written around Christmas, no lie. So I'm gonna bring y'all that today. And we're going to talk about it. But like I said, we're going to do a little house cleaning before we get into that. And we're starting off right at the top with HiddenCityRadio.net. If all day radio is something that you went to, if you a gym rat, if you just listen to music all day, you like indie artists with a little bit of podcast on there, no bullshit, real people, real artists, go over to HiddenCityRadio.net right now. Go over there, bookmark it, go over to the Facebook page, like it. Go to the Instagram page, follow it. HiddenCityRadio.net, all right? Because the best thing about HiddenCityRadio.net is that you can catch episodes of the 290 Mo podcast before they drop anywhere else. Like, if you heard me, you might heard me talking about a certain topic coming up, or I might post the thumbnail or the upcoming topic or a trailer of an upcoming topic on the Facebook or whatever other social media that I'm on. If you want to go find out what's to it, the quickest way to find out is HiddenCityRadio.net every Monday and Friday at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's hiddencityradio.net. 290 Mo Podcast, Monday and Friday, 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's how you can catch brand new episodes of the 290 Mo Podcast before they drop anywhere else. Before they drop on YouTube, before they drop on Apple Podcasts, before it drops on Spotify. Soon as I finish a podcast, soon as I get done with this podcast, it's going to Hidden City Radio. And I got a whole bunch of more housekeeping to do, man, but I ain't gonna hold y'all cause one thing I hate is being out of order. I hate other people being out of order and expecting things to go a certain way. So I'm not even finna I ain't even finna hold y'all, man. We're gonna get it to right. We're gonna get right into what the fuck we came here for, man. So today, on the docket we got can boys play with kitchen sets? And I'm gonna stop saying that shit. That shit sound like some police slang, something on the docket. But today we got can boys play with kitchen sets? Now, kind of like I said at the top of the podcast, this is something I wrote a minute ago, but we gonna cook. So the first question I have is why? Why does Lil Marcus want a kitchen set? The first question I have is why? Why the fuck? Why the fuck are we even talking about this right now? Y'all too busy trying to keep children happy on shorty. That's one thing I love, you know what I'm saying, about my mother and a lot of parents that raise their kids up around the generation. They probably did in the generation before, man. But especially in the black household, it was, you know what I'm saying, I ain't your friend. I ain't your friend on shorty. We cool, but I ain't your friend on shorty. I'm not your friend. I'm not one of them niggas in the streets on shorty. That's what our parents used to say to us, man. So with that being said, we're going to start the show off with a pro tip. And the pro tip that I have for you all today is your job is to raise kids into adults. Your job as a parent is to make your child's transition to adulthood as smooth as possible. All right? Y'all too busy trying to be best friends with your child on shorty. Like, I thought it was bad, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was bad when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? Because you still had certain kids that was not over tight with their parents, because it's good to be over tight with your parents, but they had a different type of relationship with their parents. Like, you know, you had the kids that was able to probably curse around their parents and smoke around their parents and watch rated R movies around their parents and stuff like that. So, them was the type of kids that I consider, you know what I'm saying, they parents as trying to be buddy, you know what I'm saying, trying to be cool with their kids. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to just ask that question again from the top. And why does Lil Marcus need a kitchen set in the first place? You know, I think the first question we should ask is, why do little girls want them? I think that's apropos to get to a reasonable solution to the question at hand. You hear me? And the question I ask is why do little girls want kitchen sets? I mean, so that's who they were originally made for. Am I correct? Well, you know what? Let me stop. Because the one thing I don't want to do on blah, 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 blah. One thing that I don't ever want to do, one thing that I never want to do is get on here and lie to y'all, or get on here and say something that might not be factual. So I don't know if the first kitchen set was made for girls, but I'm just gonna assume it was off. I'm gonna take an educated guess. Until this conversation came to social media, I've never heard of a boy playing with a kitchen set. I've never heard of a boy playing with a kitchen set until this conversation came up on social media. Now, for the people in the back, I'm not saying that a boy has never played with a kitchen set. I'm sure I've played on a kitchen set before. I know I have, god damn it. I played on a kitchen set as a grown fucking man. I got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like I played on a kitchen set, and like boys play on kitchen sets every day. That's not an issue. That's so if boys can play with kitchen sets, if that's what you asking me, is that what we're talking about? Can boys play with kitchen sets? Then yes, they can. Boys can play with kitchen sets. But whose is it? Shorty. Like I said, I never heard of it. You know what I'm saying? They never made it a point. But you know, nowadays, social media, they try to make a point out of anything. So of course it became a point for a good week. And now like a lot of social media things is dead. But nonetheless, not once, not never have I heard of a boy, you know what I'm saying, asking or having his own kitchen set. I understand we living in a different time, you know what I'm saying? But y'all starting to take this shit overboard. You hear me? I understand it's 2022, you know what I'm saying? We getting closer to that cyberpunk 76 life, you know what I'm saying? Well, y'all is, you know what I'm saying? I'm Gucci, but you know what I'm saying? I understand it's a different time we living in, but y'all starting to take this shit to the fucking max, bro. On shorty. So, from my knowledge, most girls and most girls want, and they're given a kitchen set because they want to be like their mama. On shorty, they want to cook dinner like their mama, like their grandmamas. They see their mamas in the kitchen, and they see their grandmamas and aunties in the kitchen, and that's what they want to emulate. It's like the same reason. Why does little girls? And I'm only asking this question because it's the topic at hand. But why does little girls want babies and change diapers? Because if we talking about this, we can also ask the question: can boys play with babies? Can boys get babies with bottles? Come on now, on shorty. So just from my you know what I'm saying, measly understanding, you know what I'm saying, most little girls want kitchen sets because they see their mama in the kitchen, they see their grandmama in the kitchen, holidays, all the ladies in the kitchen with a cup of wine getting down. That's what they do. So that's what they try to mimic that. You know what I'm saying? I remember being a young nickel. I remember being a young nickel back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? It was a rite of passage of sorts for young ladies to be in the kitchen on shorty. It was a rite of passage. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that old. You know what I'm saying? I'm dirty 30 now. You know what I'm saying? But back in my day, even though I be trying to say, like, even though it wasn't that far away, because I'm old now, shorty, but you know what I'm saying? 20 years ago, it was a rite of passage to be able to stand in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? All the dudes, we in the basement on the game. You know what I'm saying? We on the game, we in the basement on the game. All the girls upstairs with the ladies. They up there cooking, watching soaps, and drinking. You hear me? And that's just how it was and how it should be. In my measly FA, that's what I said. One thing I always say for anybody who listens to the podcast, anybody a fan of the podcast, if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm capping, if you think I'm talking out the side of my neck, please reach out to me. All my contact information is in the description of this podcast, and you can reach me on any social media platform at 290 Mo Podcast. Just type in 290 Mo Podcast on any platform and you'll find me. But right back to dinner. So, you know what I'm saying? They be in the kitchen learning all the granny recipes and the tricks to the stuff they like in the family. You know what I'm saying? Getting a secret recipe to the cake so they can continue to pass it down woo out the bop. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, reach out to me, give me your feedback. If you feel like I'm capping, even if you agree with me, like, comment, you know what I'm saying? Share this podcast. But like I said, I understand not like I said, but I understand a lot of the topics that I cover can be subjective. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to hear a different take. You know what I'm saying? Because to you, I could be completely wrong. So please reach out to me. I'd love to hear your opinion. So, like I said, why would a boy want a kitchen set? You know what I'm saying? For the smart people in the back, please note that I have not mentioned sexual orientations one time. For the people in the back, please note that not one time through this entire podcast have I said anything about any little boy being weird, or I'm gonna say I take that back. Not any little boy being weird. I take that back. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. I'm trying to be an influencer, and little boys they not weird if they, you know what I'm saying, think like that. But I haven't, not once have I mentioned anything about anybody being gay or anybody being binary or LGBTQ. I have not mentioned anything about that yet, because that's not even what the basis of the topics. Not even about that for me on Shorty. I just feel like they be trying to like put every round ball into a square peg that they can, just because it's 22 and everybody got to be so you know what I'm saying, so left and all that shit. But so why is what is he like? So what I said, excuse me. So why does he want a kitchen set? What is he seeing? Who is he looking up to? One thing that I say all the time to anybody that know me is, and like I said, I may be talking subjectively, and it may not be no scientific fact to this, but kids don't know shit. Kids don't know a motherfucking thing. Kids don't know shit until you teach them, until they see and learn. When a kid come out the womb, they want to up inside the womb chilling on Shorty. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They want in there on Facebook and TikTok, shit like that on Shorty. Anything a kid learns or does, he learned watching that, or you know what I'm saying, directly learning it from any adult or anybody else in their life. A big issue that the black community face is not having strong black men in the household. A lot of youth don't have a good example of a man in their life, period. But the biggest issue is not having a black man in the household at all. You know what I'm saying? Just to say, I'm not saying not a black man in the household at all. And this is just for my black and brown people, because I can't speak directly to the other races, but what plagues my community directly is there are not enough strong black men in the house. And they don't gotta be your baby daddy, you know what I'm saying? It's not enough strong black men that are role models and idols, period, for these little shorties. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the youth don't have a good example of a man in their life to look up to. Their father might have lost their life in the streets or to a jail cell, or he could just be a deadbeat, and not in his life for whatever reason. But my point is, these children learn from what they're seeing. This is not, you know what I'm saying, this ain't got shit to do with equality. This ain't got shit to do with equality. This little boy want a kitchen. He want a kitchen set because his mama be in the damn kitchen. Oh, Shorty. Cause he want to be like his mama. What is your son seeing that makes him want a kitchen set? Oh, Shorty. He's seeing his mama get down in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Now I can understand if you a chef, you know what I'm saying, or you on your own. I can understand if Lil Marcus' father is a chef. I understand that. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? He doing what he see. He doing what he see, and that's okay under them circumstances on Shorty. But then, you know what I'm saying? But if he want a kitchen set for that reason, that's okay. But I'm going to tell you why it's not okay if he want a kitchen set, because he see his mama cooking. Because, okay, he see his mama cooking, now he want a kitchen set. Now he see his mama doing this, and he going to want to do that. But you can't do everything your mama do. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I mean, you can see I kept the LGBTQ out of this, the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I can keep it bare bones. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not buying my son no fucking kitchen set. I'm going to buy him a fucking toolbox. What the hell? Oh, Shorty. I am not buying my son a kitchen set. No, not because he can't have one, but because I can think of a million other things to buy a little boy. Not because he can't have one. Not because if he playing with his sister and his sister got a kitchen set, you better not touch that kitchen set, boy, I'm gonna knock your head. Not because of that. Oh, Shorty, because I can think of a million other things to buy a little boy. And that could be partly the issue, because I say it go back to my point of saying not enough strong men in the house, you know what I'm saying, to even cut that shit, you know what I'm saying, before even get to nip it in the bud, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And let's just be honest. Any boy that wants a kitchen set only wants it because he wants to be like his mama. Or, you know what I'm saying? And for the people in the back, you know what I'm saying, the exception for your daddy is chef or own a restaurant or something, you see him and you wanna, but other than that, you see your mama and your grandmama and you wanna be like them on shorty. The boy doesn't have a man in his life. All he's seeing is his mama. All these single mothers yelling, it's okay to, excuse me. All these single mothers yelling, it's okay, instead of yelling the truth about the father not being present on shorty. Y'all contouring to this boy want to play with a kitchen set instead of taking him to his damn cousin house and let him watch wrestling on shorty. And it ain't got nothing to do with being gay or straight. Just let that little boy who do it. He already his father might not be around already. Might not be no strong man in the household already. Let that little boy be a little boy. To my single ladies out there, you know what I'm saying? These mothers be knowing they son be in, and now, you know what I'm saying, all the way to as we get to the close of the podcast, I'm gonna go ahead and say these single mothers, you know what I'm saying, and it is a percentage of single mothers that be knowing they sons may be a little sweet, you know what I'm saying, and instead of trying to address the issue, they say shit like, he can play whatever he want to play with. On shorty. These women be knowing, you know what I'm saying, be knowing that his daddy been locked up his whole life, be knowing his daddy lost his life, and he don't got no uncles or no shit. He be around you and his sisters all day. These single mothers be knowing they sons may be a little sweet on shorty, and instead of trying to address instead of trying to address the issue, they say shit like, he can play whatever he want to play with. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons little boys be wearing high heels on shorty. Motherfucker be thinking, you can do whatever. Nah, he can't. On shorty, because you have to make his transition from adulthood, from blah, blah. You got to make his transition from childhood to adulthood as smooth as possible. To my single mothers, please let that boy be a boy. You know what I'm saying? Go get his father, his grandfather, whatever. They need to spend time with him, whatever they need to do, but let that boy be a boy on shorty. He tell you he want a kitchen set, his ass need to sign. Y'all buy y'all son a kitchen set before y'all sign him up for a basketball or football practice or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to even see if he even like it. You know what I'm saying? Let that boy be a boy. Go get his father, his grandfather, and tell him they need to step up in their life. Tell him that let him know that his son, let him know that his grandson, let him know that his nephew want to play with a kitchen set. And their response should be enough. Should be what you need to take care of that. Cause wherever he's spending time now has a one to play with a kitchen set, and you don't know what that's going to evolve to. You waited all year for Christmas to get here just to ask for a kitchen set. On shorty, me personally, Prince will never ever get a kitchen set, and he can't have one on shorty. Not cause it's gay. Because I can think of a million other things that he could play with on shorty. I can think of a million other things I want him to play with on shorty. Simply because I can think of a million other constructive toys to buy my son other than the kitchen set. You know what I'm saying? Next thing, he gonna want a motherfucking easy bake oven to match the kitchen set on shorty. Now I'm gonna have to give him some apron and some oven mitts and shit. Boy, you out your fucking man. Black and brown people, we have to do better by our children, by these little girls and these little boys, man. And that's my take on the subject, man. If you got a point, if you wanna hit me up, if you wanna be on a part 2 of this conversation, if you wanna just have a conversation about this conversation, about the conversation period, please hit me up. All my contact information is in the description of this podcast, wherever you may be watching it. Please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. All right, in a minute, gang.